to 60 Minutes Live. My name is Tony Madu. In today's edition, the members of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations Southeast Region will be on stage to unveil the objectives and the mission of the Southeast Stakeholders Conference to be held in Enugu by Tuesday next week.
My name is William Carlo, and you're watching Fame News Television, where we're going to news, current happenings, and events from all over the globe. So if you're wondering why I'm on this traditional attire today, Team Madu Dynamic Services Limited is bringing us something very amazing: revamping democracy. With the theme, the importance of town union to democracy of Igbo land. This event is in such a very beautiful time where the Igbo nation needs a roadmap to get stronger, to get united in one cause, to be able to move forward. So we have three very amazing facilitators. First and foremost, we have Professor Philip Njamanze, a renowned aeronautics scientist and a very strong thought leader of the Igbo nation. Then we have Mr. Oswald C.O.K. Baba, the CEO and MD of Team Madu Dynamic Services Limited, a group of businesses that have been doing amazingly well in trying to promote new leadership, promote culture and values of the Igbo nation. And then we have Barrister Kenechi Rossi of the Royal Chambers. These amazing facilitators are going to be doing a whole lot of justice to this topic. So if you're a lover of the Igbo nation and you are anywhere around Southeast, you're anywhere around Imo, Enugu, Anambra, Onitsha, Aba, Ogbahia, Port Harcourt, Ebonyi, make sure you find your way to Adechi Hall, Rockview Hotels, Owerri, the capital city of Imo State, on the 10th of December 2021. The time for this event is 10 a.m. on the dot, and then there will be a live stream for everybody around the world who want to be part of this event. You can engage through the live stream. The link for this live stream will be shared as the event gets closer. So get ready to participate, get ready to make your input, get ready to learn how town union can play more stronger role in deepening our democracy in Igbo land. Team Madu Dynamic Services Limited is putting everything to make sure that this event is a success. For inquiries, participation, and sponsorship of this great event, contact Comrade Ofeolu Raphael 080 841-93946, or you can contact him on 081-21-760-700. I call the number again, 080-8419-3946 or 081-21-760-700. See you on the 10th of December 2021. All roading leads to Amechi Hall, Rockview Hotels, Owerri, the capital city of Imo State. Catch you.
That's a good one there. The Team Madu Dynamic Services, they are organizing a one-day symposium on the topic revamping democracy with the importance of town union. I think they are working, their minds and that of the state governor, both of them are working together, because the state government is now thinking about going down to the grassroots to ensure that the town unions become reasonable and be useful to the people. So having said that, I am welcoming my first guest of this today's program. I'm talking about the SA to the governor on public enlightenment in the person of Prince Eze Ugochukwu. Prince, you are welcome to 60 Minutes Live.
Thank you. Good morning, viewers.
Yes. You see, coincidentally, the jingle there talked about revamping our democracy through the town unions.
Yes, please.
And the governor was quoted to have said last time that he's going to involve the town unions in the development of the local of the state through the local government and the development centers. So, yes. How does this work?
Good morning, viewers. What His Excellency, the performing governor of Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma said, and the policy that we want to implement going forward is bringing back the reactivation of the development centers. Previously, we have development centers under the government of Achikudenwa and the government of Rochas, Ikedo Hakim. So His Excellency is bringing it back.
And Rochas as well.
Well, Rochas has a different thing that is called Community Development Centers, CDCs, which is a different thing altogether.
Okay.
The development centers we are having now is also coming with some new development, the involvement of town union presidents as members of the coordinating councils of these development centers. Also, there is an amendment law which has gone through the second reading now in the House of Assembly to incorporate the new changes, including the expansion of the development centers from 44 to 50, which is ongoing now. The most important thing is the involvement of the community leaders through their representatives in the governance at the local level, through the participation of town union presidents as members of the community development centers.
What do the governor have in mind to achieve by recognizing or revamping the development centers and increasing it from 44 to 50 and using the town union executives, especially the president of the town union presidents? What does he tend to achieve by this policy?
The intendment of the government is to take the participatory democracy to the grassroots, to involve the people themselves in the governance process, to also create inclusion where the people will now participate, bring on board their own ideas, bring on board their own developmental programs. Instead of top to bottom, it is now bottom top, where the communities themselves will isolate, projects that they want, that is peculiar to their communities, and this will be incorporated into the development programs of the government.
But some critics are saying that the governor is apprehensive of the new electoral process law that is yet to be assented, the direct primaries that will not give a governor or a sitting governor the power to nominate who succeed them or pick people who come in power in the state. That based on this, that's why he is now hurriedly talking about community development centers and the PG. So do you subscribe to that?
No, I don't. The law passed by the National Assembly is of general applicability. It's not peculiar to Imo State. It's not directed to Imo State. It's for the entire federation. So I don't see any reason why a governor should be apprehensive of a legislation that has not even been signed into law. Be that as it may, the governor is performing. The revamping of the development centers is not based on that. We have development centers before. We have development centers in Lagos State and some other states. So, it's just principally targeted to take development to the grassroots. Okay,
let me finally on that area before we go into the other side. There's what they call Ebu Declaration by the Owere people, which they did, Owere political group, by emancipating the Owere persons and sons. There's this other feelers that out of the fear, so to say, fear in quotes, or perceived intent of that crowd and this acceptance, the government of the day is jittery. Is that true? Is the governor jittery of anything, anybody?
Does Hope Uzodinma look like a man who is jittery? The governor is not jittery. The government is not jittery. Remember, the so-called Ebu Declaration is the fourth on the series. So there's nothing. It's not a new thing. So it's not a novel idea. It's not a new idea. It's been there. But Imo is one. We are the same people. I know every effort or any effort to compartmentalize us into zones and into subgroups is undemocratic and it should be jettisoned.
Okay, let's go to another area. When the governor assumed duty, he came up to say that some of the land acquired illegally by government officials or government itself, taken from people without compensation, without due process, that those lands will be returned back to the owners. And the committee was set up and committee submitted this report. Can you give us the highlights of the committee's recommendation?
Well, as you know, government is a continuum. His Excellency believes in continuity. and he inherited the Judicial Commission of Inquiry on Land and Land-related matters from the previous government. The commission was headed by Honorable Justice Florence Duro-Igwe. They submitted their report on the 1st of June 2020. After that, it went through the process of the white paper, which was issued following the report of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry. After the white paper, it went further to a new implementation committee headed by Professor Ukachukwu Awuzie. The stage we are now, some days ago, the committee, submitted their report, held a town hall meeting with critical stakeholders where that report was railed out.
Okay, they made mention of some lands that are to be returned or have been returned to the owners.
Yes.
And though I will, by his grace, invite the chairman of that committee, Professor Amozie, to come here and
yes.
give us the details.
Yeah.
But for instance, our land at Avon Mechanic Village, or G Mechanic Village,
yes.
and the former IBC office quarters of land that was taken are now to be returned to the owners.
Well, there is a categorization of, first of all, lands were taken by the previous government of Owele Rocha Sokorocha. Not only private lands were converted, also government lands were converted, institutional lands belonging to institutions were converted into private use. For example, the Federal University of Technology lands that we are taken away and converted to private use, the Avanikoku quarters that was taken away, those are institutional lands, cooperative society lands. You also have the government properties that were converted, the Area P, government house, designated government house. We will have also the judicial quarters at Olu Road that was converted. In Olu Urban, virtually all the lands at the Olu government station were converted into private use. You also have personal lands belonging to Imolites that were also taken away from them. These are the categories: institutions, government-owned lands, privately owned lands, and these lands have now been returned to the owners. So
how would the owners now get them back? Because some of them have been built up. If I own a plot of land and it was acquired...
There's also an embedded process of getting your property back. We have the Imo Geographic Information Service agency that is saddled with the responsibility of land administration and management. So each and every beneficiary of the implementation report are now to go to Imo IGs, Imo Geographic Information Service, with their original certificates and get those certificates certified, then have access to their properties.
Okay, I'm confused when you say original certificate. For instance, those ones that, like the Area P you talked about,
yes,
were allotted to them by the government of the day during the
yes, yes.
Then they were given C of O certificates.
Those are government-owned lands.
Okay.
I've told you that there are government-owned lands like Area P, which is designated as the new government house layout. Those ones were also given to private family members, and those lands are reverted. But for individuals who had their lands appropriated, these individuals are now asked to go to the office of the Imo State Geographic Information Service with their original papers and get them recertified, to bear the imprint of originality, so to say. I think that's a good one. That's the one that went there, the people to the governor. Let's look at the security situation of Imo State. If not with this last issue in the Timbidi or around that side. So how do you describe the peace of the state as of now? There's relative peace all over the state. The governor has done fantastically well in trying to bring peace. People are going about their duties now virtually everywhere. Yes, there are one or two incidences that we have recorded in the last week. One at Mbidi, one at Awomama, and the other one at Arondi Zog. And the government has continuously asked people to desist from taking actions that are detriment to good governance. Also, come 30th of the state government is also going further. On the 30th of this month, we are going to launch our community vigilante group to call the Imo Security Network to also add value and enhance security at the local level.
Okay, that's a novel idea, but we've had such situations before. But anyway, that's it may be to reinforce what why, because this season, this issue of herdsmen coming in, because you see pockets of stories, not unverifiable stories, stating that the herdsmen have come to this place, that place, So, are you really training the local vigilantes in a proper way to do security in the communities, not causing panic, nor attacking people or killing people, as the case may be?
Over a period of some months now, the Imo Security Network members have been undergone training at the NYSC camp, so they are properly trained on surveillance, on dictation of crimes, and the control of criminal inflows of people into their respective communities. So they are well trained and ready to go.
Okay. There is people of Imo State have been complaining across board that the presence of security men, especially soldiers and police, who now engage on open extortion instead of providing security. Have you people been able to let the governor know so that he'll be able to talk to the powers that be? Because they have really tried to call the commissioner of police. I invited him here on several occasions, but he doesn't want to come, or he has not created time to come, because they are out of what they are sent here to do. They are now collecting money at every point, openly and glaringly. I hope if you drive around the road, I may you must have noticed. So have you been able to? Well,
the Imo State government is opposed to any acts by security agencies that impeach on the rights of the citizens. His Excellency has repeatedly warned, His Excellency has repeatedly cautioned, His Excellency has repeatedly advised that no security agent should impeach on the rights of Imo citizens. The government is against it, the government frowns at it, and the government is committed to protecting the lives and properties of Imolites.
Okay, yes, Christmas is coming around the corner. What is the promise of the state government to the people of Imo State during the Unitide that's coming?
The promise of the state government is, in the area of health, we are implementing the health centers across the 305 wards of the state to provide primary health care to people at the local levels. We are going back to rural roads. As you know, we're about to flag off rural road developments for people at the rural areas. We are also going to sustain the construction works ongoing now. The Owerri Olu Road, the Owerri Okiwe Road, they're still the construction work is ongoing there. So a lot of activities, but primarily the most important activity is to secure the lives of our people who are coming back for Christmas, and that assurances has been given, and that assurances will be maintained and implemented. People will be protected as they come.
So let me ask you this last question. Is out of your, but you are the public enlightenment officer. You can talk on any issue that concerns the public and the persons. If you move around government, Okigwe roundabout, around Oluru roundabout, this cluster where we have, because of the traffic, where we have people, you see our brothers and sisters carrying too many, I'm sorry if I use the word, I saw ailments. People with protruding scrotum, tummy, breasts, and all that kind of thing in the public. Yes, we know that. Is there no way the state government, through any other means, can gather these people, either to check whether they can be cured or take care of their needs, instead of allowing them to be exposed to the dangers of the streets?
It's very, very unfortunate, but be rest assured that government is also taking actions to ameliorate the situation for those people. They are vulnerable groups, and we have the Ministry of Women Affairs and Vulnerable Groups. And once they see these people, they also take them in for rehabilitation. So we have programs targeted at vulnerable people, and such people are also taken care of when they are discovered and found.
Okay, please, Eze Ugochukwu, the special advisor to the governor of Imo State on public enlightenment, thank you for being vibrant on this program today.
Thank you.
And I know you are ready made. Thank you. Anytime we call on you, you don't even hesitate to come and let us know what is happening.
God bless you.
So